Chapter 166. Inside Moon City, today the sky is still blue, the bright sunlight still shines on the entire city, people are still busy with their lives. But suddenly a man noticed something strange. The sky was gradually being obscured by fog coming from the north. One person, two people, then the whole city discovered, the fog was silently dominating the sky of this city, creeping into each street. Wherever the fog went, that place seemed to completely disappear. At this point, the city's alarm also sounded very loud: enemy invasion. Enemy invasion. Right after that, the fog also enveloped these public loudspeakers, the sound getting smaller and smaller, like a monster that is extremely greedy swallowing everything in silence. The city's superhuman warriors were also stunned. They had been ordered to concentrate, but outside this huge fog, they still hadn't seen any real enemies. But the atmosphere is getting more and more tense, because isn't this fog very familiar? It seems to be related to Misty Mountain. Thinking of this, these warriors are sweating like rain. Tian Qing was standing at a distance, silently observing all the behavior of this city. He also needed to wait for the fog to swallow more, then he would attack and occupy this city. At this point, the fog had reached Tian Qing's feet. He began to roar loudly. I am the general of Misty Mountain, Tian Qing. Today Misty Mountain will take over Moon City. Anyone who does not agree to surrender should leave immediately. Tian Qing, with his strength, his whole body radiated a brilliant light brown aura, and his voice also echoed like a loudspeaker. The superhuman warriors guarding on the wall of Moon City saw this scene. After a moment of astonishment, they realized that there was only Tian Qing alone. A superhuman warrior roared back. Are you joking? Just relying on you alone to claim our city? Is your head waterlogged? Tian Qing humorously smiled, a cunning smile on his face, and replied, Exactly. Then from within the fog, the rumbling footsteps, that was the Misty Mountain army. Hundreds of powerful and fierce beasts had stepped out in neat formation. Tian Qing continued, Exactly, there's only one person, that's me. Actually that's not correct, he's not even a normal person. Living in the northern area of Misty Mountain, Divine Tree is contemplating his system board. Now he has 112 million evolution points. It's terrifying. Divine Tree suddenly remembered when he first reincarnated here, just 0.1 evolution points could level up. Now he owns a bunch of evolution points. If it was before, it would be hard to imagine. Divine Tree, after evolving to Transcendent Fourth Order, has not checked his system board since then. Divine Tree commands the system to open his attribute board: Mutant Tree, Transcendent Fourth Order, Natural Talent, Non-Stop Growing, LVL4, Non-Expressive Spirituality, Non-Stop Breathing, Growing Lines, LVL4. A few breaths can create an ancient forest of trees in the blink of an eye, can stop get time, 20% completion progress, Control Thunder, LVL4. Special abilities: Mutated Tree Branches, LVL4, Variant Tree Roots, LVL4, Course of Control, LVL4, Causing Hallucinations, LVL4, Manipulating the Ground, LVL4, Flying Willow Leaves, LVL4, Blood Spirit of Contract, LVL4. Storm of Ice and Snow, LVL4, Wood Dragon, LVL3, Minor Spirits, Essence, Introduction, Inferno Storm, Introduction, Ice Age, Introduction, Lightning Strike, Enterment. Arbitrarily change the size of the body, Enterment. It's a long attribute board. Divine Tree himself also finds his attribute board too ostentatious. It seems that there can't be a second creature like this in the world. Studying his own attribute board carefully, Divine Tree feels that his fog control skill is not quite right now. Now the control area is getting wider and wider, combined with the ability to cause illusions. Wherever there is fog, it is the area of Misty Mountain. Divine Tree's eyes suddenly exude a greedy and cunning look. Perhaps it is reasonable to enhance this skill set. The remaining skills also need to be increased and find ways to combine them into appropriate tactical sets. A big hand is grabbing a face. The person being squeezed is none other than the warrior who was just crowing quite loudly on the wall. Tian Qing has defeated him, of course quite overwhelmingly. Just looking at the surrounding scenery is enough to know. Tian Qing cracks a creepy smile. His whole body exudes a chilling, deadly aura, with a bit of blood on his body. But of course it's the enemy's blood. In Moon City at this time, thousands of rats have covered the city. They are the disciples of Tianqing. On the other side, the blue wolf and the mutant orangutan have also completed their work, completed the occupation of Moon City. In a moment, this beautiful city has sunk into the gloomy atmosphere of the fog. Only the tall figures of the mutants are walking around. On the other side, a group of superhuman warriors are all panting. They gather together like the last line of defense of the city. But looking at anyone's face is all unwillingness and anger. Tianqing turns back to look at the defeated generals. He spreads his arms, his posture like a god, begins the familiar saying, "Begin to take over Moon City, those who surrender will live." In a beautiful mountain valley of a distant forest, the sunlight shines on a fresh patch of grass. A strange tree with a dazzling red color is swaying in the wind. The footsteps of the elder nine-tailed fox, just stepping on the grass. Fire followed closely behind. Nine Tails looking straight ahead, a large burst of light on the grass. Immediately after, a beautiful butterfly appeared. It is a flower butterfly, transcendent second order, and is in its upgrade phase. Its whole body is a striking pink-red color, looking very beautiful. The nine-tailed fox silently observes this scene. Is she waiting for the butterfly to complete its evolution before starting her attack? Whoosh! The sound of tearing wind rang out. A black dragon with a blue flame spot on its head is rushing fast in the air. The flying speed is getting faster and faster. Clearly it is rushing into battle with the enemy. Its enemy is a strange mutant beast. It is the unicorn, with a very dream beast named Transcendent Second Order, higher than the black dragon by 1 rank. The unicorn gathers its black spiritual power into its horn, attacking the black dragon. Chiu! Boom boom! 2 streams of spiritual power rushed into each other. The piece of sky at that place was immediately distorted. The power is really terrifying. The remaining members of the Misty Mountain on the ground seeing this scene are all scared with their mouths open. This force is really terrifying. But after that greeting attack, both mutant beasts stood still looking at each other, exchanging loving glances. The divine tree is observing this battle, and silently evaluating the strength of the black dragon. Just first has fought evenly with second. It is indeed a legendary beast with unlimited potential. With this progress, it will soon surpass the dream beast. Then the divine tree ordered these 2 legendary creatures to stop fighting. Enough, you guys come back here. The 2 mutant beasts immediately returned to the divine tree, obediently waiting for instructions. The unicorn with a long mane from head to tail in purple, its skin is a light blue-white color, looking very eye-catching. Looking at these 2 mutant beasts, the divine tree is even more satisfied. They are all creatures in the legend. If they grow up in the future, both will definitely have unlimited potential. Then the flower god also came and announced, "The white fox has also come to pay homage to the divine tree." Looking at the white fox, it is kneeling on the ground with great respect and says, "Hello, revered divine tree." The divine tree's face became stern. Holding a divine flower in his hand, the divine tree solemnly said, "This time I called you not for anything else, but because last time the white tiger brought back a divine flower, but its nature has 9 leaves, now it only has 8 leaves, 1 leaf was sneakily eaten. The divine flower has the ability to help anyone who uses it turn into a human, but you have to eat all 81 petals, eating 1 petal less is not enough." Hearing this, the white fox immediately fell into a slump. The divine tree narrowed his eyes sternly and asked, "Who did it? Think carefully before you speak." The white fox became even more frightened, sweat pouring out like rain. Stuttering in reply, "I did it. When I was young I didn't understand and accidentally ate 1 petal. After that, I was beaten by my older sister. Now I'm not like that anymore." The divine tree still carefully observed the expression of the white fox. It seemed not to be lying. The fox was also afraid that the owner would misunderstand, so she actively defended herself. "It's not that we deliberately did it, using a defective divine flower to deceive the owner." The divine tree calculated for a while. This fox race is very strong, well nurtured. Who knows, there might appear another 9-tailed fox, and if not, it's also not a loss. The divine tree stretched out its roots, gave this 9-leaf flower to the white fox and said, "You eat it. Anyway, you have already eaten one petal. This flower doesn't have much effect on me. Immediately the eyes of the white fox lit up. End of chapter 166.